Hey there guys, Azeem over here. This is a video series about Python where we will learn Python from the very basics and then move on to the advanced version. Okay, so if you are a beginner and don't know where to start or you have programming for the first time, please don't worry. I'll make the series as simple as possible and you'll definitely get to know Python in a better way. Okay, so let's begin with our very first slide. So what is Python? So Python is actually one of the most highly growing programming languages in today's world. So it is interpreted, object oriented, and it has a simpler syntax, and it is actually really easy to learn. And it is a multi-purpose language, and if you learn it and you need to apply it, you can apply it in several ways. There are several sectors that you can work on using Python. So now let's come to some of the top companies that are actually using Python. So these companies include Google, Facebook, Amazon, you have Yahoo, Instagram, and also Reddit. I think Reddit was actually rewritten in Python. Let me just check that. Reddit, yeah, built in which language? Reddit was originally written in Common Lisp, but was rewritten in Python in December 2005. So it's okay. So as you can see here, it was written in Python and React. There is a whole big website. It's a really famous website as well. So it was written in Python. So let's get back to where we were going. So the next slide. So this guy, as you can see over here on the right, is named Guido van Rossum. So this guy actually created Python and released it in 1991. So please note here that Python is actually older than Java, as Java came out in 1995, but Python came several years, before that, and it is actually a powerful language. But the problem with Python was that at that time it wasn't as widely used as Java or C++, but had limited functionalities. It was there for people who were newly coming to learn programming and wanted to learn programming in an easy way. So the idea behind Guido's Python was he wanted to build something that was easy to learn, and people could learn it more easily than other languages. At that time, when in 1991, most of languages were actually really complex to learn. But then Guido started with this idea and made the syntax more simple and everything, and people started to like it. And slowly, after so many years, I must say, nearly about in 1999 or 2000, when machine learning and deep learning were actually into practice, it became more and more famous. So we'll go to next slide. Okay, so why did he name his language as Python? So there are theories behind this, but the most actually accepted thing is that he was a fan of Monty Python's Flying Circus series. It is a series aired by BBC while he was watching it, and he liked it, so he named his language as Python. He wanted to name his language something that was short and sweet, and he thought that Python was a really nice idea. I mean, a really nice name to name his language. So he gave his language the name Python. So now let's move to the next slide. Yeah. So why should you learn Python? So Python is actually a multi-purpose language which will help you in data science, machine learning, normal procedural programming or object-oriented programming, web scraping, gaming applications, and server-side scripting. And there are so many other fields that you can actually build with. You can build applications, and there are several applications that you can actually go through with Python. So you should learn Python because it will help you in several ways. You can do so many things with Python. So we'll be learning Python 3.x. Wait a minute. So yeah, we'll be learning Python 3.x. That means that we'll be learning something that is the third version of Python, that is the Python 3 version. So let me show you something. Python 3 versus Python 2. So actually Python 2 was older than Python 3. and there are several differences between those two, but the future language is definitely Python 3.x, so we'll be learning that. So I hope you'll be loving this series of videos that I'll be giving out. So it'll be definitely easy, and I'll try to make it as easy as possible for you all to learn. So in the next video we will be learning about, so in the very next video we'll be installing Python and then set up the environment that we will be actually executing Python upon. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.